First working session, Bath County Board of Education, September 15th, 2025, 6 p.m. Discussion of tonight's agenda. Discussion of consent items.
Here's an answer from lawncider.com.
Construction update on the Bath County High School, Bath County Middle School renovation. Pack Walker, Ross Tarrant.
See, I guess Jonathan, he plans on being here. I'd spoken to him earlier, but maybe he's held up in traffic. I can give you a little update on the high school renovation. We're pretty much at the closeout phase, just trying to take care of punch list items. I'll just go over a few things, just like we're monitoring just like the door hardware, like we had a contractor over here today, we had a door that wasn't working properly, and so some of the HVAC equipment we're monitoring, but it's pretty much down to punch list items, and we got a commissioning. Y'all familiar with commissioning? They pretty much come in and check all the electrical and mechanical components of the project, just to make sure they're all functioning and working properly. And it's all documented. And I don't know, it may be additional cost, maybe something they want to consider a log for your maintenance staff to have, you know, all their warranties and all that assembled together in some kind of electronic file. Maybe something you may want to consider down the road that, well, now they could be working on that. I don't know if it's additional cost or not, but I know your maintenance staff likes that. That way everything's compiled together. But like for instance, we got a rooftop unit that's been, the compressor's been replaced and the unit should be running. And like I say, just some miscellaneous things that we're just monitoring and getting them repaired. All right, you have the door card reader, card button issue. We had an issue there that I think it's repaired, but if not, it's been monitored. But then you have an asphalt issue. We got some corrective work around where you've got the barrier walls there by the elementary school. We're going to be doing some corrective work during the fall break. And we're just working on closeout documents. All the contractors are working on those items. And then you do have a proposal request 40 and 41 on a change order, and that was the toilet urinal screen post. And I think you've got that information, PR 41. And they're just replacing that system and going up with something. Hopefully it's a little more secure, sturdier than what is there now. Price was $5,175. Then you got a door hardware credit. The hardware was already here, so it's pretty much a labor install credit. And if you got any questions, certainly answer any.
Does the air, the heat and air in the gymnasium, does that seem to be working really good?
That's what the compressor we repaired. I assume all that's working. I spoke to Phil today. He didn't know of any. He hadn't had any complaints or any issues. But now, like I say, we have contractors on site almost every day, just correcting things if there is something that's not working properly. Now, you do have I know the issue about the graphics and all that. I know Jonathan's working on that. I'm not sure of the status. And I'm sure he will be here and he may give you a report here later. But
So you don't know about the red Wildcat? What?
no, he was looking into that. I'm not sure of the status. We have not been given any direction as far as what they want us to do as far as price or have contractors remove and replace. So we're waiting on
If the wrong color was ordered, though, would that fall on us to replace that, or would that fall on?
well, I think that's to be determined. As I understand it, I guess there was a finish schedule presented, and I guess it was agreed upon now. Did the colors get changed in between? Like I say, Jonathan was reviewing that, and he may have an update. He was out last week, so I'm not sure where he is, what his position is at this time.
I think we're gonna have to pick a red, like a certain Pantone color red moving forward for Bath County schools. That way when we order anything, because sometimes, and I don't know if her computer screen and Mr. Evans, when they got the email to approve the mural, because it was approved by them, I'm not sure, like on their computer, it might have looked like this color red. And in reality, it was that maroon. I don't know, and he doesn't know, but that's what we were discussing moving forward, especially with this middle school. We need to just pick a certain red, the number on it, and that Pantone number would be Bath County red moving forward. That way, we don't have to worry about having this happen
Right.
again.
Yeah, I would think as much as you all paint from year to year, I'm sure you have like a Sherwin-Williams number that
I'm sure we do.
that should be standard on any kind of design or graphics. Okay, here's Jonathan. He can fill you in on.
Do you need a few minutes, Jonathan?
I'm good.
They were talking about the graphics and all that.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Sorry for being a few minutes late. Short answer is we don't have a direction on what to do with the graphics. What we do have is me personally, our interior designer, met with Ms. Brandenburg and Mr. Evans the fall of 2023, presented the finished package for all the flooring and paint and the ended graphic for the concessions and the lobby area. That's all we have, though, is a review meeting confirming that's what we wanted. When it came to fabricating it, either the idea for the graphic changed or what was approved from what we presented to Mr. Evans and Ms. Brandenburg is not what you all end up liking. But I don't have a direction on whether Schiller can flat out replace it for no cost. All I do know is that we reviewed it during design, and what you have here is what was approved. If we want to go down the road, in case Schiller's like we cannot cover it for free, then I can definitely go down that route to see how much it would be. But I don't have anything confirming that what was approved is the incorrect thing installed. And if I did have something like that, then it would be an easy no-brainer. We need to replace it to what you do want. But I don't have any documentation proving that what was approved is different than what was installed, other than, I guess, once you see it installed, it looks not to your standards, which is totally understandable. But I don't have an answer on if Schiller can fully replace it all at no cost, which I know is your goal.
Was that an email with color on it sent to them to approve? I mean, the graphic, I think is fine. It's not the graphic itself. It's just the shade of red. It's, maroon instead of red.
Right.
That was the whole problem. So I'm wondering, like, when they saw that on their computer screen, which I guess we can go back with Ms. Brandenburg's email.
Sure.
And look at that and see if it looks maroon or if it looks red.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it looks red on her computer, she would not have,
Picked up on it.
right,
Right.
she would have okayed that. So I'm just wondering, and it may not, in that same email, have said, hey, we're using Pantone color or, you know, whatever.
Right.
And she probably would have never even looked at that anyway. I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't. If it looks red on my computer screen, I'm not gonna question, hey, is this gonna come out red?
Correct.
So, I'm just wondering, the details of that email, if you have that, and you could send that to Mr. Melton, he could actually look at it and see, hey, what does this look like, and does it have the Pantone colors in there?
Sure. So I could definitely send Dr. Melton both things. I could send him the PowerPoint. When I met with Mr. Evans and Ms. Brandenburg, it was a PowerPoint presentation, and I believe we had like a foam board printout of some of the finished samples. So it was a PowerPoint and a follow-up email with all the stuff as a PDF, so I can find both of those and send them to you, Dr. Melton.
Okay.
But in terms of like any differences between what we presented and what's fabricated installed as like a green light that this was just a fabrication error, I don't have anything of that sort to help justify a full replacement. But I can definitely forward the email to Dr. Melton, and so you all have it for your record. If I find out from Schiller that they can replace it, different story, but I didn't want to come here and saying I have an answer for you without them confirming that they can do it at a no-cost change.
What was the cost of that project?
That's a great question. I don't have that answer, mainly because they compile all of the contractor scope into one pay app, so I'd have to find out like how much they itemize for that one line item. But I can also send that over to Dr. Melton so you have it. I don't have that right here though. But I'll send an email with the PDF and the PowerPoint, and I'll include the line item costs if it's broken out. Do you know if it's broken out that way from these? Okay. If so, I should be able to open up the pay app here between now and I guess 7 o'clock and try to find out what that cost would be. On the other agenda items, were there questions for the middle school geotechnical survey service or the owner requested urinal post mullion? I can describe either if.
We're just now getting to that.
Okay. So I'll start with the middle school one. So in front of you, you have a memo showing 3 quotes. The lowest quote with the shortest turnaround time and the lowest dollar amount is from Solid Ground. So we recommend that, I believe Solid Ground would be the one that we proceed with. They would do some select borings at a few locations where we're introducing new water lines to the annex building. I believe also the new, I think, gas line that goes towards the kitchen area, and then the mechanical yard, just to make sure we know what the seismic activity is in this area, because I know the last time a major construction happened was in '06, and stuff changes with your soil conditions, but it will help inform seismic, and it will help inform how deep we need to be worried about for soil replacement with these underground work. So if the board agrees, Solid Ground would be our recommendation for cost and turnaround time. And just for context, I believe we budgeted in total for the survey of the topographic survey, the geotechnical survey, I believe just those 2, we budgeted about 40 grand. And right now you're considering to approve 6,500 just for the geotechnical. And I believe you've already approved, I think it was under 20,000 for the topographical survey in the past. All to say we overestimated what we needed to anticipate, and we're well under for the geotechnical and the topographic. So in terms of project cost, you're still under what we were hoping to have. So that's a good budget update there. The next item is, I think, proposal request 41 for the high school. This is technically under the LAVEC project, but high school restrooms are impacted here. They're mainly the stacked boys' restrooms on this part of the building, near all the classrooms and near the cafeteria. The contractor had installed urinal partitions per the manufacturer's recommendation. We tried different anchor bolts, and each time they've gone in to uninstall and reinstall these partitions, we're not sure who or how, but we would come back in the next progress meeting, and some of them would kind of be kind of pulled out of the wall, or not the most secure. Just a reminder, urinal screens between urinals are not required by code. They're more of like a convenience and privacy concern. So we have them in the project, they're installed. What this does here is, instead of it relying on just some wall anchors to be the only thing that holds up this entire panel between all the urinals, this would instead allow for a edge-mounted like mullion that goes from the ground all the way up to the structure over in the ceiling, just so that there's another vertical support to hold those urinal screens into the wall and not just rely on anchors that could easily be pulled out. Now, I'm not sure if Ms. Brandenburg or if you all have heard if students have had issues with the current screen partition panels for the urinals. Hopefully not. Every time that we were made aware of it, it was during the summer, and we weren't thinking students were in the building, but someone somehow had been taking them down or been trying to take them down. This would stiffen them up and would require now that you have like a post, maybe like a 2-inch or 3-inch round post that sets on the ground. So it might be annoying for your maintenance crew to kind of always clean around them, but it provides a more secure attachment for these urinal screens. And it's up to you all if you would like to proceed with this change order.
And what was the cost on that?
Total would be $5,175. It's, let's see, it's majority labor intensive because they would have to take out ceiling tiles, anchor it to the structure above the ceiling, and then install the actual mullion itself. The material is, let's say, 1/3 of the overall cost, but it is a recommended solution by the manufacturer if you feel that it's worth having toilet partitions, number one, but number two, the ones that actually like stay in the wall no matter how much weight or someone might want to pull them off the wall.
How many of them do we need? Like, how many are we having problems with?
I believe we did 4 for each restroom. Granted, every time we came back and saw there was an issue, it'd be like 1 that was kind of like already off the wall, or 2 that would have like a little bit of a gap off the wall, but we never saw an instance where all 8 were off the wall. So this would just be a way to address all 8 urinal screens across the board in case you might have issues in the future for the first floor versus the second floor. At least they're all braced. I will give you the caveat that I think these restrooms over here, they will have the same kind of, let's call them floating partitions between the urinals. These would not get the mullions installed as part of them. No one's had issues with these restrooms over here in the lobby area, but if you want to kind of compare it, like the photo in your
Some
packet.
of these bathrooms during the day, they're locked. The kids can't even go in and use them.
Okay.
So we may not be having problems because they're not even allowed to go in and use those bathrooms. There's only certain bathrooms that they will unlock daily and let kids go to. Mike, do you know if those bathrooms are they unlocked during the day or?
Bathrooms that are unlocked, like their specifics on the morning, which we have teachers monitoring due by the lobby area, the gymnasium. That's where the kids go and stay. Of course, there's only limited so many right to go in at a time and they have to write their name down. And those get locked up for the rest of the day. They're not even useful. And the only ones that are useful are like the four main bathrooms.
And so the full.
The other newer bathrooms that are on the newer end, we've had issues last year in those bathrooms, so now only teachers have access to them, and we keep them locked.
So for those, I'm going to count those as 4 locations. So I pointed over here, I was mistaken, near the gym, the one that's right next to the cafeteria and the gym lobby. Those, it sounds like those are closed off, but maybe some students use them in the morning. Those are the restrooms at least the men's side, that won't be included in this change order. Those will just remain as wall-mounted partitions. The 4 that are really stacked on top of each other, that are open at all times for all students, those are the ones that would get these mullion partition, let's say, embracements to them. The other 2 that are near the media center that they've had problems with, I think you mentioned like last year, those were outside of the scope of the restroom upgrades, so there's nothing to address for those as part of this project. But definitely the ones that all the students have access to throughout the entire day, those are the ones that would get this for the boys' restroom, because only the boys' restrooms have the urinal screens.
Okay. Well, my point was I didn't want to spend money on fixing bathrooms when the kids can't use them. So
Understood.
if these are where the kids are going to be able to use them and they are not locked during the day for these kids, then yes.
Yes, definitely these restrooms that would get these, they don't have a door on them that would lock them out. Maybe, you know, someone might put a caution tape up to say don't come in here, but there's no way to lock someone out of these boys' restrooms that are stacked near the rest of the classrooms. And to your point, to spend money, again, it's not required by code. It's more about a privacy and convenience factor, knowing that you already spent money to get these new partitions. The other option would be to spend no more money and have your maintenance department just take them down one by one as people start to tear them off the wall. But I just want you to know that like the contractors tried multiple bolts, and somehow, some way, someone's been able to try to get these things off the wall.
Yeah, but so if we do this $5,175 upgrade, then they cannot tear them off the wall, correct?
It would be very difficult to take them off the wall. I can always be surprised.
Right. So they would be one and done.
Say one more time.
I said, so there's a warranty on these? If they do come down, you're putting them back up?
I mean, there's a contractor warranty for at least 1 year for stuff to get reinstalled. But beyond that, like if there's any damage to these mullions, like we can't get the manufacturer to replace them necessarily. I'm sure there's some warranty, but it's not indefinite, no. Correct. If, and no one's asked me, if you ask for my recommendation, I don't know who has been doing this, but someone's been pretty determined to get these off the wall. I know that middle or high school boys, they want to have their privacy, but the most cost-effective solution would be to not proceed with this, because I'd hate for you to feel that it wasn't like like a guarantee solution that stops anyone from taking them off the wall. It does a better job, but it sounds like you want a guarantee, and in my understanding of how this operates, it will do its darndest to not let something come off, but there's always a chance that someone, if they're determined, they will get it off. Furthermore, it complicates maintenance of the flooring, but it's really up to you all and maybe Tim or Phil if they have an issue. I've spoken to Phil about this. He feels it's a good idea, but is it required? I'm going to say no, it's not required. It's a lot of money for not quite a guarantee.
How much have we paid for these partitions?
That's a good question, because it's kind of a mixed bag between the high school locker rooms being in the high school project versus the Chenault building project, or Layback project, kind of overstanding both. We'll have to get back to you on how much we've spent so far on partitions, but it's all inclusive of toilet partitions and urinal partitions. They don't really break it out between the two. And right here, we're only talking urinal partitions.
In surrounding counties, do other boys' bathrooms have these partitions? Are other schools doing them?
I can say that what I've seen in Rowan County, yes. What I've seen in Estill County, yes. I'm not sure if David's seen anything differently.
Yes, these are pretty standard. Now, some of them, if they have the room, they'll go with a masonry. Some have a
Okay.
masonry divider with a, with a door, but they'll have masonry walls. But
So
no,
they do have the partitions between the urinals?
yeah, these are pretty standard.
Okay.
Well, I hate to not have partitions just because there's some kids that are tearing them up. It's a shame that the kids who are not tearing them up and who would want those partitions there.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that is not, it's not right to
And I mean,
let a few bad apples ruin it for everyone.
between now and the start of the meeting, I can go check to see how many have been taken down now. Maybe it's just one still, or partially attempted to take down one. So I'm not saying that you have all of them on the ground. I'm just saying if someone's been successful in removing or trying to remove one or two, there's a chance that eventually all 8 might get attempted to be removed. And the contractors tried a few different ways to get it to secure, all except for buying this extra piece and doing this extra installation. But at the same time, if a student's able to be determined to get it off the wall without this post, I'm sure a student will be determined to get it off the wall with this post on it. But it is a better solution. It's just, I'd hate to say it's a guarantee.
Okay. Thank you.
I think that's the only 2 items on your agenda. I'll start looking for that email and quantifying some of the costs for the partitions.
Okay, thank you. Item 6, discussion of forming the 2026-27 school calendar committee.
This is just the one to give permission for the committee to be formed to be able to begin the process of developing the school calendar. So with that permission, the committee would be formed in October. The committee would do their work in November as far as the asking of the staff, and then in December, they would bring a recommendation to the board to determine the calendar for the 26-27 school year.
Item 7, we're adjourned.
motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight's spotlight is Owingsville Elementary School.
It's just real quick. So at OES, we're just now kind of up and getting everything going. We've had a great start to our school. Our theme for the year is growing together, and then you see our mission and vision statement there, learning to love and loving to learn. We chose to spotlight two separate things tonight. The first thing is our kids of character. Each week, we have a new character trait, and Miss Williams, our guidance counselor, she announces the trait on Mondays. Then each day during announcements, she builds off of it and gives students the meanings and examples and ways that they can show that character trait. And at the end of each week, that we select 2 students from each class who embodied that character trait, and they get to be recognized during lunch. And also, they get a coin to use in our book machine. So we have a big, it's like a, what do you call it? It's a vending machine. Yeah, it is, that it gives books and they all love it. Okay, and so far, we've done responsibility, and these is just some of our friends with their certificates and the books that they chose out of the vending machine. And empathy. This is just some of them. We have 2 out of every classroom. So throughout the year, we hope that pretty much everybody gets recognized for a different character trait. And then also, we had High Attendance Day, and OES was the winner of High Attendance Day with 96.29. We had a party on the playground for Attendance Day, and we had 10 classrooms that had 100% attendance. We really hyped this up, kind of gave the public the reason behind it and told them how important it was to our school. So they were able, during High Attendance Day, we took the last 40 minutes of the day, went out and had a party on the playground. They did tug of war. The bigger kids got to play dodgeball. They had snow cones. Mr. Baber came up with an obstacle course for them to do in the gym. And if you've never watched kindergartners play tug of war, you're missing out, because it's a good time. There's just some more of them with their snow cones. We have 2 separate sections. The K and 2, they have more age-appropriate games. But that's it. We're just getting everything up and getting started and hoping that we have a great year.
Item 5, Superintendent and Board Communication.
It's been a busy month, but we've had a lot of good things that's gone on. Trying to pull up my list here that's on there. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We just done a lot of classroom visits. I've been in, so far, 23 of the classrooms. We've had a good start of the school year. We've been monitoring our traffic flow here at the high school and at OES. It seems like that it has continued to improve as we've gone on. I think that's increased the safety of coming in. It was a little bit, that first 2 or 3 days, it was a little bit hectic, but once everybody figured out how to go and where to go, it seems like it's flowed really, really well. My administrative staff, we've all been in buildings and been present and visible in the buildings and trying to provide support. Dr. Bailey and I attended a meeting today at MSU with trying to help them to figure out how they can do better with dual credit courses with us, how we possibly improve and help with teacher development in the region. Of course, Moorhead provides us a lot of our new teachers in MAP programs, so I've been working on that and just the other communications that I've given you as far as trying to keep you all updated with what's going on.
Item 6, discussion and possible action on approving the following items. A, August 25th, 25 minutes. B, August financial statement. C, superintendent expenses. D, superintendent's August 2025 working calendar. E, claims. F, use of facility. G, travel. H, grants. I, pay bills through September 30th, 2025. J, review of all monthly financial reports of all funds. K, TAR report. L, migrant education memorandum of agreement. M, fiscal year 2026 working budget. N, MOU with Gateway Children's Services. O, MSU dual credit MOA. P, community education MOA. Q, KEDC AI mobile lab MOU. R, food service procurement plan. S, new additional special education teacher position for the 25-26 school year. T, create a booster club for the Bath County High School girls golf team. R, Big Smiles MOU. T, U, permission to surplus band instruments. So it makes, that would then be, I got that. P, create a booster club for the Bath County High School girls golf team. A through V. I have a motion by Carla, second by Kim. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Any public comments? No public comments. 8, discussion and possible action of the change order proposal 41, owner requested restroom post mounted urinal partitions for the Bath County High School HVAC renovation BG 22-376.
I'll make a motion to table the change order proposal 41, owner requested restroom post-mounted urinal partitions for the Bath County High School HVAC renovation BG number 22-376 to get
Second.
cost for parts.
I have a motion by Carla, a second by Eric. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible action on the geotechnical services for the Bath Middle School renovation, BG 25-084.
I'll make that motion to approve the action on the geotechnical services for the Bath County Middle School innovation, BG number 25084.
Second.
Have a motion by Carla, a second by Eric. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, discussion and possible action of the 26-27 school calendar committee formation.
Does anybody want to do that? I've already done it.
I'll make a motion to form the 2026 school calendar committee.
What'd you say?
A motion to,
Second.
to form the 26-27 school calendar committee.
Okay, Eric second.
I have a motion by Barbara, second by Eric. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, motion to go in executive session pursuant to KRS 156.557, 6A and C, preliminary discussion of the superintendent evaluation, and KRS 61.810, 1F personnel.
I'll second it.
I have a
I'll
motion
make
by,
a motion.
I have a motion by Barbara, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion by Barbara, second by Eric. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes. Opposed?